According to experts from Oxford University, net migration will remain above pre-Brexit levels for the rest of the decade, unless the government changes its immigration policies. Well, whilst this will come as a blow to the government, which has repeatedly failed to bring net migration down to the tens of thousands, some would argue they never even tried, it will arguably come as an even greater blow to Brexiteers, who voted to take back control of Britain's borders back in 2016. So, is this the Brexit that we voted for? To answer that question, let's speak now to former Brexit Party MEP Brian Monteith. Brian, thank you very, very much. However many years it is down the line, how likely would you have thought it would be that we would be sitting here talking about Brexit, pre-Brexit levels of immigration being a pipe dream?
Well, I think it's certainly a surprise to me, and it will come as a great surprise to many people who voted to leave the EU. Whilst there were many reasons that people wanted to leave the EU, immigration levels were certainly one of the significant factors. So while I'm saying, yes, we got the Brexit we wanted, in as much as we got back control of our borders, control of setting the levels of migration, the government since that time has not, I think, exercised that control in any way that gives confidence to British people, whether they voted for Brexit or not. And there's a great deal of work still to be done before people become happier with the levels of migration into this country.
Yeah, so net migration was a record 606,000 in the 12 months to June 2022. That was up 24% on the previous year. Rishi Sunak then came out and said the numbers are too high, it's as simple as that, and I want to bring them down. Do you think that the British public have a right to be quite angry? Because despite continual unrelenting votes in favour of curbing immigration, the fact is that no political party at the moment in this country is doing anything about that.
Well, certainly not any party that's in power, and the prospect of a change of government doesn't give me any greater confidence that it would be attended to. There are a number of difficulties that stem from the high levels of migration that Britain has had, not least the pressure on housing, and that has not abated. In fact, it's just simply getting worse because we're not building enough houses for the current population. Yeah. Never mind the number of people we're actually allowing into the country legally. There's also a difficulty, I think it has to be said, in pressure on earnings. The Bank of England itself discovered that the cost of cheaper labour from migrants was depressing salaries of people already here. So there are issues that we want to tackle that I emphasise are not about colour, race, origin. There's a big problem about numbers in this country, and it's just not accepted by politicians who are doing nothing about it.
Can I just put to you something here from the Migration Observatory at Oxford University and the Centre for Economic Performance at the London School of Economics. So they have come out and said that high immigration leads to high emigration, but not immediately. There is a lag of 2 to 3 years. So unless there is a large change in emigration behaviour from what we observed in the past, it is reasonable to expect that emigration will increase between now and 2025. What they are trying to say is that people like, for example, students who come here on student visas will actually leave. I'm not sure I believe that, do you?
Well, it's hard to actually break that down. The truth is, of course, that many of our own graduates who are possibly becoming doctors then go off to Australia rather than to our NHS. It's not just people coming here to study to get degrees that leave the country, but people who are already here. I think it's a very complex issue because we have to actually do more about training people. For instance, a large increase in low-skilled immigration goes into social care. And we've certainly not done enough to encourage more people here who are not working to actually take up care jobs. And so we've seen fewer people from Eastern Europe, but more people from, for instance, Philippines coming to take such jobs, when there's certainly a lot of people here that are not yet working.
Brian, thank you very, very much, as ever. That's Brian Monteith, who's a former Brexit Party MEP.